thank you for joining me today. My name's Mackie. I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I just wanted to come in and share a video how I made this card using the new Butterfly Bijou, I think they pronounce it, DSP. The Butterfly is a new bundle which is now available. There's stamps, there's dies, and then there's this gorgeous DSP which comes in 48 sheets, and I believe there's 6 designs, and you get 4 of each sheet. So there's all the beautiful papers. Right, so let me show you how I made the card. The card is made using basic white cardstock, and I'm going to measure it at 14.8 centimetres, and then I'm going to turn it and score at 10.5. Then I'm going to flip it over so I've got the right side, and I'm just going to trim off 1.5, trim off 1.5 centimetres. So then if I just grab a bone folder, I can show you there. So then the front of the card is slightly smaller than the back. So then we can see that little snippet of DSP there peeking through. So I'm just going to find the DSP in here. Oh, there's so many nice ones to choose from. They always put one of your favourites on the backs of one of the others. So we need that one for the main, for the front of the card. And then I think I'm going to pick the same one again, which I'm sure I had a little piece. Yeah, I have. So I'm going to choose this one again. Just check it's the right, I've not trimmed it down. And then this piece, we're going to trim it to 2 centimetres. And this little piece is going to go on the inside of our card. So this stamp set doesn't come with any greeting stamps. It only comes with the butterfly. Oh, I got dodgy glue. Not playing ball. Right, I'll ditch that. Let's use my seal. I must say I generally prefer to use a liquid glue just because it just gives me a little bit of wiggle room. So when I'm putting things like this down, if I'm not quite straight, it gives me a little piece of wiggle room. But that's come down there okay. I'm then going to just trim off that little piece there, the extra piece. So that's because it's a 6-inch designer series paper pack, and obviously they're just slightly longer than our card base. So that's our card base. I always seem to manage to get lots of bits and pieces flying about when I'm making a card. My desk seems to get messy. So now I'm going to use the dies. These are a great pack because there is a die and it coordinates with the stamps themselves. If I just grab them, I'll just show you. So it die cuts these out perfectly, as you can see there. It die cuts those perfectly, but it's also perfectly sized to also cut the DSP. So I'm just using my cut and emboss machine, and I'm just going to line the dies up, and I'm just going to run that into the machine. Sorry if the camera jiggles at this point. There we go. Just move that back out of the way. I was going to have it pre-cut and ready, and then I thought, no, you know what, I'm not going to have anything pre-cut. We should do the whole thing together. Just put the dies back to one side. So here we have now, and I use the negative piece here because it's what I'm going to do is you can then judge and work out how much overhang you want. So I'm laying that down onto my card base, and I found the easiest thing to do was to grab some dimensionals. This way also you don't then put dimensionals on the backs of the butterflies which you're then going to cut off and overhang and things like that. So I'm just placing lots of dimensionals in the negative area here where I've cut the butterflies from. Lots of dimensionals. We don't want butterflies sinking and stuff, so pop in lots of dimensionals here just to make sure it's going to be well stuck down. Just put one on the edge there just so it's nicely, and then I'm going to grab, so I'm going to peel off the backs there, and then I'm going to grab the butterfly, of which I've just, now if you're unsure and you can't remember which butterfly goes where, you can always look at another sheet of the DSP to work that out. Just carefully watching that you're not moving that DSP, keeping it all nice and still. Says me with big fingers. I'm always a little bit on the clumsy side, so just holding that still, making sure I'm lined up there. You could actually use a little bit of washi tape maybe, just to keep everything nice and still. I didn't think about doing that, which was silly. So use it, if you use a little bit of washi tape, you could then make sure you're keeping what we're using as a template nice and still. It doesn't matter if your butterflies move a fraction anyway. So coming in, oh, wrong butterfly, I want the pink one. So just pop that in there. Little one down here. There. And the last one, I'm going to pop in there. And then we're going to just carefully peel this away. There we go. So then you have this piece left. And this, what you want to do now is you're going to cut away the extra butterflies. Oh no, I didn't. No, wrong side. So phew, that was close. So leave these butterflies overhanging. So there you can see that we've not got any dimensional showing because of how we applied those to the card base. But you are going to just cut away these overhanging butterflies from the back edge, because obviously if we don't, it's not going to fit in our envelope. There we go. So you can see it's starting to take shape. Now for the greeting, like I was saying, there's no greeting, so I decided to team it up with the Pretty Perennials stamp set, because I just love this happy. I've used this happy so much. And then you can mix it up, so you can do happy mail, happy for you, happy birthday, you make me happy, sending lots of happy. There's lots of options there. This stamp set for me has been well used. It is a lovely stamp set. The one thing I would say when you're stamping the happy, just be really careful, because you could easily stamp it upside down. You can tell I'm speaking from experience. I have stamped it upside down. Luckily it hasn't caused me too many problems. So I'm just inking this up now in my Memento ink. There we go. Oh, didn't stamp too good. I think I might need to re-ink my Memento ink pad. Just holding it there for a few moments. There we go, that's better. So I'm going to get that ready to fussy cut. I've got black ink on my thumb, which is not a good look, especially if you get it on your project. Right, and I've also got a little slither here, which I'm going to stamp the You Make Me Happy this time. And I've got this little slither here that I'm going to use to cut that. My black ink really needs re-inking. It's always sod's law, isn't it? You go to do a video and your black ink is not playing ball. So I'm just going to hand trim this with my paper snips. Just trim that like this. And then this one is, although there is dies for the Pretty Perennial stamp set, unfortunately there isn't a die for the Happy. Now it is, I've fussy cut so many of these now that I think I can do them in my sleep. Is what I recommend with fussy cutting is to keep your scissors in one place and then pivot and move what you're actually cutting. So keeping your scissors still and just pivoting and moving the greeting around. There we go. So nearly there. Well, I do find as well my paper snips, these little scissors are amazing. They're little. I always try, if you try and fussy cut with a big pair of scissors, it is really hard. So invest in a little pair of scissors. A little pair of scissors where you want to be for fussy cutting. You can get down further into the little nooks and crannies, and it just makes it so much easier. We all love tools that make our crafting more pleasurable and easier, don't we? Easy. Oh, I've lost my, there we go. So You Make Me Happy. You make me happy when skies are grey. Then I'm going to add this to onto my butterflies, and I did add this just flat. Because the butterflies have already got dimensionals underneath, I didn't want to add too much. This isn't going to work again, is it? Hopeful that it would work, but it didn't. So I'm going to add a little bit of snail on the back. I've never added snail on the back of things like this, so it's going to be just trying to get just a few little bits there on the back there. It's actually worked quite well, surprisingly. So I'm going to sit that a little jaunty angle there. And then I'm going to just slot that in there. So I'm actually going to add just a little piece of dimensional. I'm going to run some tape on it because we're going to need some flat adhesive. But then I'm just going to work out roughly where I want my little piece of dimensional to be, which is around the M. So fingers crossed that's in the right place. My snail adhesive is slightly too wide for the size of my greeting. And I'm just going to carefully, she says, slot that. I can't actually see how straight I am. There we go. So slot that in there. To finish off the card that the one I've already made that we're recreating, I used, these are my favourite at the moment. You can really see the shine and the sparkle on these. They've got like a really pretty, if I bring them closer, a really pretty iridescent look. And what I love is that they colour themselves, they tone to any colour project. So is what you've got two sizes, you've got the larger size and the smaller size. And I just added lots of these beautiful opal rounds just randomly between the butterflies. So difference of sizes. Sometimes I've added one, sometimes I've added little pairs. So I'll go for a big one in there, little one. I think I'll do a big one and a little one down here. And then I'm going to pop a big one in there. There we go. So all the products today that I've used, I've listed in the little description box below. I hope you like my card. I hope you give it a go. I hope you fall in love with this butterfly bouquet bundle as much as I have. There's the two cards side by side. How pretty are those? Look at the colours. Anyway, thank you so much for coming by today. Take care. Bye-bye.